forming natural gas is that you take the hydrocarbon from natural gas, for example, methane, CS4, you make the reaction with water vapor, so you can have the product which is hydrogen and the main product CO2. But during the process you will generate a lot of CO as well. So the mixture you got at the end will have CO and hydrogen. So my question is how we can remove CO to purify hydrogen. So as I mentioned that during my class I will try to bring to you the real question, the real problem happen in the research, development and in the industry. To demonstrate the lecture we have. I will not try to base on the absolute question already in the textbook. Okay? Because I assume that propose you the problem to think, to discuss, much more important than to remember anything, to pass the exam. Khổ, thầy Phong thầy nói to thế, nó vẫn ngủ được, thầy giỏi. Thôi cứ ngủ tiếp đi, thầy nói gì đâu, ngủ tiếp. Chứ đừng nghe nữa được. Okay? So, anyone can propose the solution?
CO have a higher temperature when cool down, so if you reach the point, that temperature, the CO will be liquefied and hydrogen still a vapor.
What would be the temperature?
Minus 200 about. I just search on CO.
So one colleague proposed as we take the mixture of CO and hydrogen and cool down to minus 200 degrees Celsius. So CO becomes liquid CO, hydrogen still gas because the liquefaction of hydrogen will happen at minus 260. Remember that when we cool down like this, you will need a lot of energy, right? And when you have input energy to cool down the system as that, it will bring the price of hydrogen extremely high. And this kind of cyano technologies that need to cool down at an extremely low temperature is not very easy to produce, to get low temperature, right? So thank you, it's a good idea, but it's not happening in the industry. Yes?
Become CO2 and hydro.
Cho thêm nước vào.
No, he proposed that we do the oxidation of CO to make CO2 with water. CO with water, so the product is CO2. It's a beautiful idea, but it will not happen in the chemistry. Anyone have other idea? Yes?
Well, I think for this situation, I would use methanol because we all know that this engine it uses the heat to run the engine, and utilizing that heat, we can have the reaction of methanol with CO to make the acetic acid, and then we can cool it down to room temperature just for acetic acid to days to become a liquid, and then we can purify it.
So he proposed us, instead of working with water, we work with methanol. And we oxidize CO to acetic acid, right? And at the room temperature, acetic acid will become liquid, so you can collect it easily if you have a hydrogen. Beautiful chemistry idea, not happening in the industry. And because you remember also that the amount of CO is not, let's say, 40%. The amount is very low. I mentioned that 50 ppm over the toxic. So if you make a chemical reaction, you collect 50 ppm of the acetic acid. It's not just evident, right? You get what I mean. So what could be other solution? Okay, now may I second. First we discuss why foundation does CO is toxic to platinum. In other words, what could be the chemical reaction between CO and platinum? When we say that you have a platinum catalyst and hydrogen, you use hydrogen fuel, and if you have CO, the CO becomes toxic to platinum catalyst. It also means normally hydrogen will react with platinum. But when you have a CO, it's toxic because it reacts much faster, much significant compared with hydrogen with platinum, right? Is it correct? Huh? So now imagine what could be the products, what could be the reaction between the CO and platinum. Okay. If a second platinum react with hydrogen, will make PtH2. Okay. And if the platinum react with CO, will make PtCO. Okay. And if I tell you that the bond, the affinity between CO and platinum is more than 1,000 times stronger than platinum hydrogen. It means if you have a mixture of CO and platinum, of CO and hydrogen, you put platinum inside, the CO will react first with platinum and make hydrogen free. If I advise like this, what could be strategy you come out to propose to purify hydrogen and remove CO? Nếu thầy nói các bạn có một cái mixture giữa CO và hydrogen cation, các bạn để platin vào đấy thì CO nó sẽ phản ứng đầu tiên, phản ứng hết CO với platin, thì lúc bây giờ hydrogen nó mới phản ứng. Nếu mà thầy nói đến như thế rồi thì làm thế nào để có một cái mixture hydrogen và CO mà các bạn có thể clean được CO khỏi hydrogen để chỉ còn lại hydrogen pure? Hả? You put platin inside. Is it correct?
Yes.
That is logical thinking. Okay? So, the real technology, they find out one atom, one metal, is as good as platinum, but cheaper than platinum, which is palladium. If you put a membrane with palladium or platinum inside, you make this gas go through, so all the CO will be trapped in this membrane. So the outside will be pure hydrogen. So the company in Taiwan, they offer this kind of filter, make a nanoparticle of platinum or palladium that can strongly absorb all the CO and to have hydrogen pure. You can ask the second question. If you are the RD guy, you can ask A form. But then at the end of the day, the surface of platinum, the membrane I use, will all covered by CO, right? Then it will be no longer active anymore. I cannot be used anymore, I need to replace, right? So the next question is that, imagine you have this membrane. This one. On the surface, all already passivated, poisoned by CO. How can you reactivate this membrane to be used again? Because if you buy the second one, it's extremely expensive. So how you can remove CO to clean the surface of this membrane? Wash, how can we wash? Huh? Given that the affinity, the bond between platinum or palladium with CO is strong, how can we wash it out? Các thanh niên ơi, đây mới là những việc kiếm tiền các em ạ. Tính số mol thì đến bao giờ ra tiền? Đúng không? Tính số mol ra tiền, nó không chả đi dạy ông ngồi nhà ông tính số mol rồi. So that's his challenge. Okay? So how can we remove CO from platinum or palladium membrane to reactivate the membrane? That will be the question your boss will ask you when you join the company, right? They will not ask you to calculate how many more we have CO on the surface. You are crazy or not? Burn. Why?
I think that I guess a little bit crazy because I heard platinum, so the CO inside of platinum is become CO2 when
Yes.
go on.
Thank you. Exactly. The affinity of CO2 with platinum is extremely weak. It's much weaker than hydrogen bond with platinum, and much weaker compared with the CO. So what you can do is that you find a way to burn. Burn means oxidation. Okay? One of the things is that you can heat the membrane and you send a flow of oxygen through. So the CO will be converted to CO2 and it will remove from the surface. Okay? So I'm not imagining anything. That is real technology proposed by the company in Taiwan. Okay? Another institution, another research idea is that, okay, following. What could be the difference between hydrogen and CO? One compound is non-polar, another compound is polar, right? CO is polar, hydrogen is non-polar. The second one is that which one is bigger and which one is smaller in terms of the volume of the molecule. The hydrogen is much smaller, right?
Yes.
And CO is bigger. So one company, one research institute in Montpellier, they call European Membrane Institute of Research. Okay? European Research Institute for Membrane. They are trying to make a membrane with the ball size bigger than hydrogen but smaller than CO. So when you put the picture through, the smaller one will flow through and the bigger one will be there. Okay? They promise that for a very long time already, not yet available in the market. Okay? Next one. We have exhausted gas from car, right? Especially in Hanoi. Okay? So in the exhausted gas, you have nitrogen, you have oxygen, you have CO2, water vapor, CO, oxide nitrogen, oxide sulfur, hydrocarbon, black carbon, and so on. The first question, is exhausted gas homogeneous or heterogeneous? Huh? Homogeneous or heterogeneous? If you don't have black carbon, then you have homogeneous. But when you have black carbon, it becomes heterogeneous. Okay? Next, how can we clean up the exhausted gas? Để cái máy lọc đằng sau ông bô xe à?
Maybe yes.
Okay. So your friends are don't use the gasoline cars anymore. Use the electricity car. Then you don't have exhausted gas. Thank you. You should go for being fast. Imagine that I don't have money to buy the VinFast electric car, okay? I still run with my old gasoline car. So how can we clean up the exhausted gas? First question is, do you think that automobile industry, they propose technology to clean up the exhausted gas? Yes or no?
No.
Of course, yes. Otherwise, they cannot sell the car. You have some like standard, for example, European standard, American standard, Vietnam standards. So exhausted gas will be checked. If you don't have the clean-up system, so the exhausted gas have nitrogen oxide or sulfur oxide, it will be not allowed to be sold. And because from time to time you have some scandal. For example, BMW car. One day they said that they have a technology to clean up the exhausted gas almost zero toxic gas. But then when the European Commission checked, the real data is not the case. So it's made a kind of a scandal in Europe, in Germany, okay, if you want. But basically, the technology is available. So what could be the technology? You don't wait until all this gas exhausted, then you clean. You should clean before the gas get out exhausted from the engine. Okay? So how you can do? You oxidize everything. You try to oxidize. So you have some catalyst you put in the exhausted link. And then you oxidize, for example, nitrogen oxide, you oxidize to nitrate, to nitrous. Okay? SO2 you oxidize until SO3 or SO4 2 minus. So those become less toxic. The more difficulty nowadays is how you can oxidize black carbon. So anyone come from the environmental science here? No one? So prepare for the polluted air in the future because no one take care of the environment here. So one of the big problems nowadays is that you cannot easily oxidize black carbon. Black carbon in short is a kind of very small graphite. Okay? And you know that if you take the pencil, you burn the pencil, it's not easy at all. You get what I mean? Để cái ruột bút chì thử đốt xem có cháy không? Okay? So if you have black carbon and you want to oxidize, it's quite difficult nowadays. So the exhausted gas, the exhausted thing we have, mainly toxic come from the black carbon. Okay, so okay. Now we move to the work in the laboratory, a little bit practical. So we talk about the measurement. So if you work in the research laboratory or we work in the R&D, research development department in the industry, every day we try to do the measurement. Why we need to do the measurement? Have you ever think about this or not? Why we need to know about the kg of this guy, how tall is he, how heavy is he? Huh? Why do we need to do the measurement? Before we talk about the principle of measurement. How do we need to do the measurement? Huh? Yes. Because at the end of the day, we need to distinguish one matter from another matter. Okay? And we need to do the comparison between from one matter to another matter, because at the end of the day, what we need is that we make a right decision. We make a right choice for any of those we want. Right? And if you want to make a right choice, we need to be able to make a decision on what matter we choose, what one we don't. And to have this kind of decision, we need to have all the evidence, all the parameters we can balance in. So let's say if someone wants to make friends with this guy, he needs to know about how tall he is, how happy he is, how smart he is, all of the things. We need to do the measurement before. Okay? So the measurement, we try to provide the footprint of one matter. Okay? Because we talk about matter, so the measurement try to provide the footprint of one matter to distinguish from one matter to another one. Okay? Now, before we go more, I propose you this slide. Because after that, it's going to be very thin.